Thank you, Mia. Have a good day.
The internet remembers everything, but it rarely remembers how a story began before the headlines. Before the controversy, before millions of people typed her name into a search bar, she was just a young woman trying to survive confusion, pressure, and loneliness. This is not a story about fame. This is a story about how vulnerability can become destiny. Mia Khalifa was born into a conservative household where reputation mattered deeply. Family values were not suggestions, they were rule. Respect, modesty, and cultural identity were emphasized from a very young age. But life changed when environments changed. Growing up between cultures created a quiet conflict inside her, one that many young people experience but rarely admit. At home, expectations were strict. Outside, the world was completely different. She was expected to fit into both and failed to feel fully accepted in either. This kind of emotional conflict does not break people instantly. It erodes them slowly. To the outside world, she looked fine. Inside, she felt lost. She later described feeling disconnected from her roots, from her surroundings, and even from herself. She wanted independence, validation, and control over her own life. But when young people seek control without guidance, they often find influence instead. And influence does not always come with protection. Identity crisis is not dramatic. It is quiet. It shows up as self-doubt, overthinking, and the need to prove something to someone. She wanted to be seen. She wanted to be heard. She wanted to feel like her life was hers. That desire made her vulnerable to people who promised freedom without explaining the cost. At her lowest emotional point in it, she met people who appeared supportive. They spoke with confidence. They offered certainty. They didn't talk about long-term consequences. They didn't talk about permanence. They talked about opportunity. They said things that sounded harmless. This is temporary. This doesn't define you. You're in control. You can stop anytime, but control is often an illusion when someone else profits from your choices. Every life-changing mistake has a moment before it happens, a moment where things could still go differently. She stood at that moment without clarity, without protection, and without experience. She did not fully understand how permanent digital identity could be, and no one warned her that the internet does not forgive mistakes. The decision had not yet destroyed her peace, but the path toward it was already open. The most dangerous moment in life is not when you fall. It is when you don't realize you are about to. What happened next did not unfold slowly. It happened fast. Too fast for reflection. Too fast for understanding. Too fast for emotional readiness. She later admitted something crucial. I was not mentally prepared. That sentence explains everything. From the outside, people assume she chose everything freely. But choice without full information is not freedom. It is manipulation. She did not anticipate the scale. She did not anticipate the permanence. She did not anticipate how quickly control would disappear. Suddenly, her name spread everywhere. Search engines, social media, conversations she never participated in. She became known, but not understood. The world did not see a person. It saw a symbol, and symbols do not get empathy. People assume fame equals power, but this fame came without protection. She had no privacy, no safety, no emotional support system. She received attention, but not respect, visibility, but not dignity. And worst of all, she lost ownership of her own identity. Online harassment became constant. Threats followed her. Fear followed her. Anxiety replaced confidence. She avoided public places. She avoided mirrors. She avoided her own name. This is the side of viral fame that thumbnails never show. Family, distance, and silence. The gap between her and her family widened. Not everything can be repaired with explanation. Some damage happens before words are possible. She carried guilt, not just for herself, but for the people connected to her. Isolation deepened, leaving the industry. The shocking truth. Most people believe she stayed for years. In reality, her time there was short. She left quickly. Leaving a place does not mean leaving its consequences. The past followed her relentlessly. She tried to step away. The world refused to let her. Search results do not update with regret. Algorithms do not recognize growth. The internet freezes people in their worst moments. She escaped the environment, but not the identity it gave her. Some mistakes end when you walk away. Others walk behind you forever. The biggest misunderstanding. Many assume money was the reward. She has said clearly, money was never worth it. What she lost mattered more. She lost control over how the world saw her. She lost the right to redefine herself easily. In real life, people grow. Online, people are frozen. A single chapter becomes the entire story. And society rarely allows redemption once a label sticks. She attempted to change direction. new work, new goals, new voice. But every step forward was followed by reminders of the past. Some doors never reopen, no matter how much you change. Society enjoys downfall. It consumes controversy. It profits from mistakes. Then it judges the person for falling. The same audience that watches is often the one that condemns. This is not about one person. This is about emotional vulnerability, lack of guidance, short-term thinking, long-term consequences. It is about how quickly life can change when decisions are made without full understanding. Message to young people: pressure does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks like opportunity. Sometimes it sounds like encouragement. Sometimes it feels like freedom. But real freedom protects your future, not just your present. This story is not meant to shame, it is meant to warn. Fame can disappear overnight, internet never does. Choose your decisions like you will have to live with them forever, because sometimes you will. And everyone, please like and subscribe.